Hi everyone, my name is Amy. I'm so happy that you're here. Today's class we will be focusing primarily on tension in the back. So it is meant to do anytime you're feeling any kind of stress or strain in any part of your back, primarily the low back. And it's really not meant for anyone to do if you have a back injury. So I would definitely not recommend that. This is just more for if you're having that tension and tightness that we sometimes get, especially if we're doing a lot of work at our computer or desk work. So to start, there are a couple things that you'll want to gather together, and that would be 2 blocks. So if you have a couple yoga blocks, go ahead and grab those. And if you don't, you can use books or anything that will give you a little bit of height. And then also either a blanket or towel. I have a yoga blanket here. We're going to use that towards the end of class. Also a yoga strap. If you don't have an actual yoga strap, you can use either a tie or a belt, just anything that you can use for leverage. So we are actually going to start on the ground. So gather up your things, give you a few minutes, and then meet me back on your mat. We'll start lying down on the mat. We'll take the feet hip width apart and just start to make your way down. Knees are bent and soft. And so already we start to feel the connection of our entire back body being supported with the floor. And you can bring your heels so that they are a little closer in towards your glutes, and just bend your knees softly onto the mat. Right away we start to again feel that connection of your entire back body being supported. Maybe getting a little heavier in the shoulders and the pelvis. And then if you're comfortable, you can close down your eyes or just have a soft gaze. Totally up to you. And just start to notice your breath. Notice the gentle expansion and contraction of the belly as you breathe in and breathe out. And even placing one hand to your upper rib cage and the other hand to the belly, and then you can feel into that maybe a little more. You might feel as you breathe in, the palm presses away as the belly expands. And it floats down as you breathe out. And let's take in 2 more breaths here, in and out through the nose. Relaxing any kind of tension or tightness in the body as you exhale. Let that go. Breath in, breath out. Becoming a little more present in your space, on your mat. Releasing the hands now and either leaving the eyes closed, or you're welcome to open them up at any time. Let's do a few tilts of the pelvis. So we rock the pelvis forward and back. Moving gentle. This whole practice is really gentle, mindful, listening to whatever your body is telling you throughout the entire time. So as we bring the pelvis forward, we think of, if you can imagine like a blueberry that's in your low back. And when you bring the pelvis forward, you're squishing that blueberry, imaginary blueberry, in the spine. Or into the ground, I should say. So getting rid of that space in your low back. Let's do 2 more. Nice and gentle and slow. We breathe in and breathe out. And let's do 1 more. So just bring the pelvis forward, rocking forward and back. And then take a little pause. Now from here, we'll move into just a nice gentle bridge lift. So if your legs are a little further out, that's okay. You can also bring them in a little bit closer. So ideally your your heels are back under the knees. And if you take your hands, you might be able to measure that by taking the middle finger, and the middle finger should actually touch the heels. It's usually a pretty good spot to be. And then from here, press into your feet and let's lift up the hips off the mat. So bring the hips up gradually, any amount of height, and then we bring it down slowly. All right, and let's keep the knees right tracking in line with the hips as you come up. And we roll a little onto the tops of the shoulders, lifting up the hips. And bring it back down. Exhale. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring it down. Let's do one more just like that. Inhale to lift up. And exhale, bring it down. Pick up your right leg and cross it over your left. So this is reclined pigeon. And what we're doing is we're getting a stretch in the hip flexor and the glute. And you're welcome to stay just like this if you're feeling a nice stretch there. Just hold and breathe. And the other option is to lift up that back, the bottom leg, and grab back behind the leg and start to pull it a little bit closer towards you. Wherever you're at, reconnect with your breath and take 3 cycles of breath in and out through your nose. Option is to roll out the ankles, maybe flex and point the toes here as well. It's working into the feet and the ankles and the legs. More breath in and out. And lower that foot down, switch sides. And let's take that left leg over the right. Again, staying right like this if this is good for you, or you're welcome to lift up that leg. Take your hands, make a little basket with your hands and clasp back behind your leg. Just hold here and breathe. Again, we can point and flex the feet, roll out the ankles. One more breath in and out. And slowly begin to bring that leg down, bring both legs down. Let's hug the knees into the chest. You can take a hold of your shins. So this is wind pose. And it might feel kind of nice to rock a little side to side this time, a little self-massage for your low back. Rocking gentle back and forth. And then staying curled up in this little ball, we're going to start to roll forward and back. Fun little way to come up. And then once we get to a point where we have a sticking point, we can come all the way forward. And then we'll roll onto our hands and knees. So come all the way up and come into a tabletop pose. Bring your hands so that your wrists are underneath your shoulders, knees hip width apart. And we'll do some cat-cows to warm up the spine and the back. So as you inhale, let the belly drop and the chest starts to come forward. And maybe the gaze looks up. And then tuck the tailbone under you, round the back, come into your cat pose. Breathe. We inhale, linking breath with movement, and inhale into the cow pose, and then we exhale, round and tuck it in. Inhale, cow, and exhale. And continue to move at your own pace, linking your breath with your movements. Let's do 3 more rounds of cat-cow. Always good to move however feels best for you as well. So whatever you're intuitively called to do, we can move from side to side, sway the hips back and forth, whatever might feel good for you right now. And then let's go ahead, do 1 more round. And completing that cycle. And then come back to a tabletop posture. Now from here, let's come onto the forearms. Let me move my block out of the way a little bit. Come into your forearms and we'll find forearm plank. So tuck your toes, shift forward so shoulders are over the elbows. Now you can stay here modified. So draw navel in, press into your forearms, bring your chest forward slightly for modified plank. Option is to stay here, or you can lift the knees off of the mat and continue to shift forward, press into your forearms, draw navel in towards your spine, hug in through your midline. Inner thighs lifting, press back through your feet, the balls of your feet. Hold and breathe. One more breath. And then lower it down to the ground. Come into Sphinx pose. So in Sphinx pose, bring the shoulders again over the elbows and tops of the feet on the mat, and then lift your chest up slightly. Hold and breathe. Take 1 more breath in and out. And we'll slowly, gently, mindfully start to press our way into a child's pose. So just take your time. You can take your knees mat width apart, big toes to touch. Sink your hips down towards your heels and then reach your arms out in front of you with your head down towards the floor, either on the mat. Another option is to stack the fists, bring your head down that way, or you can also have a block. So a block is a really nice support. We can bring the forehead onto the block at first. And just take a couple of breaths there. And then you can release the block, head down, arms extended into Utthita Balasana, extended child's pose. Take another breath here, in and out. Full cycle of breath through the nose. From here, take your arms and separate the arms about shoulder width apart. Press down through your hands. We're going to shift up to a tabletop pose. Let's bring the knees back to hip width apart. Now let's move into downward facing dog. So tuck the toes, press into the palms of your hands, separate your fingers so they're nice and wide, and then lift the knees off the mat. Send your hips up towards the ceiling and begin to straighten your legs. Let's walk it out. So bend one knee, bend the other knee. Do 2 more, straightening and bending the legs. And then find a little bit of stillness. Start to send the heels down towards the mat and bring the chest down towards the thighs. Soften through your shoulders and your neck. Allow your gaze to be between your ankles or your knees. 1 more breath in and breath out. On the exhale, look towards the front of your mat. Let's walk the feet towards the hands. We'll stay here in a nice little softened kneed forward fold or uttanasana. And you can either let everything hang out, so just ragdoll the head, the neck, and the shoulders, or grab opposite elbows, rock side to side. Let's kind of release everything here. Exhale. Anything that's not serving you in this moment, let it go. Release. Now, to come up, let's be nice and mindful since we are focusing on the back with this practice. Start just by softening your knees a little bit. And then we mindfully, slowly start to hinge up. You can think of stacking your vertebra as you come up to a stand. Head comes up last. Slow and easy. All right, and then once you arrive, let's find our mountain pose or Tadasana. And in mountain pose, we bring the feet about hip width apart, parallel. And think of drawing the inner thighs back and the glutes down towards the heels. I'll stand sideways. I'll be moving from time to time. And then lift up your chest. Let your shoulders relax down your back. Soften through your face and your neck. Take a breath in, a breath out. Another breath in and a breath out. And we'll do 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation A. The first time through, we'll break it down a little bit, go a little slower, and then the other 2 times we can, do a little less modification or do what you feel is best for you always. So I'm going to step to the front of my mat. So follow me, come to the front of your mat, take your hands to prayer pose, and take a few breaths in and out through the nose to center yourself. Let's reach the arms out around and up. On our next inhale, take a high mountain. Breath in. And as you exhale, hinge down at the hips. Let your head come down. Forward fold. Halfway lift on the inhale. Let's bring the chest forward. Exhale to plant the hands. Now step back and we'll come into a modified plank. So bring the knees onto the mat. So the tops of your knees are on the mat. And we can lift the feet off. Now bend the elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana. We come all the way down to the mat. Tops of the feet are on the mat and engage your core. So draw your navel in, hug it in. Keep that engagement as you inhale, lift the chest to baby cobra. Inhale, tuck the toes, exhale. On that same exhale, we bring the knees off the mat and come into down dog. Take 3 cycles of breath in your downward facing dog. Again, spread evenly through the palms of your hands. One more breath here in. And on the exhale, let's start to walk the feet towards the hands. Halfway lift, let's come up. Inhale and exhale, fold. This time, press into the feet. We root to rise and come all the way up to our high mountain. Big breath in. Exhale, fold. Hands come down to the mat. Halfway lift on the inhale. Hands can come onto the shins. Lift the chest. Exhale, plant the hand stepper, jump it back, come into a high plank. This time stay in your high plank, shift forward. Bend the elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana, come down. Inhale, come up to baby cobra, lift the chest. Tuck those toes, exhale, press up and back to down dog. 3 cycles of breath, in and out. On that next exhale, walk or jump, step the feet towards the front of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale, fold, exhale. Press into your feet. Let's come all the way up. High mountain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway, linking breath with movements. Exhale, hands down. Let's step it back. High plank, shift forward, chaturanga. Inhale. You can take upward facing dog here. Come onto the tops of your feet. Lift your chest, shins and thighs off the mat. Tuck the toes, down dog. Take 3 breaths. On your exhale, walk your feet towards your hands, jump step. All right, inhale, lift halfway, bring that chest up. Release it down, exhale, fold. Press into your feet. Come all the way up. Take your high mountain. Big breath in. Hands come to heart. Anjali Mudra prayer. Restabilize your body. Reconnect with your breath. More breath in and breath out. And we step to the front of our mat once again if we're not already there. Bring the legs in close towards one another. Let's find Utkatasana, chair pose. Bend into the knees as if you're going to sit into a chair. Reach your arms out shoulder height, palms facing each other. Now, if this is okay in your head and neck today, you're not having any kind of upper neck strain, we can start to bring the hands and the arms up next to the ears. Keep pressing in through your heels, lift up your chest and look forward. Hold and breathe. Continue to press into the heels. Nice, well done. Inhale, come on up. Breath in, high mountain. Exhale, hands down. Reconnect with your breath. Inhale, let's reach the arms out, around, and up. Let's take that high mountain again. Breath in. Exhale, fold. This time, pick up your right leg. Have your blocks on either side of you. Step it back about 3 to 4 feet. And then bring that knee down. Right knee comes down. Take your blocks with you. Come up to a low lunge. Anjaneyasana. Lift your chest. And then start to hinge the hips forward any amount. So it doesn't matter how far you go. We're just getting a nice stretch in the hip flexor. Keep that chest lifted. Breath in, breath out. Your knee is tracked in line with your hip in this posture. And then from here, we're going to shift it back to a half split. So either using the blocks for support, or if you're pretty stable and sturdy, you can let them go and have your hands down. Okay, we'll move a little bit, come forward. Move the arms with you or keep them on your blocks for support. Otherwise, do a little flow here with me. Inhale, come forward. Maybe the gaze looks up. Exhale, down. Now we can think of continually squeezing through the inner thighs, the midline, hugging it in for stability and keeping our core nice and engaged as well. So think of that belly button drawing in. Do one more. Inhale, exhale back. Inhale, come forward. Now take a pause and come back. So not so much forward with the hips. Let's come back to neutral. Bring those arms down behind our back. And we can have a strap for this as well. So you can take your strap, take a hold of your strap with your hands. So either both hands on the strap and then draw the shoulder blades together and lift up the chest. Now again, option is to release the strap if you're feeling okay in your shoulders and your back, and bring the hands together, interlace your fingers, and then press the palms down or the knuckles down towards your heels and lift up. Maybe the gaze follows. Release that now. Bring the arms up towards the ceiling again. Inhale, big breath. And then exhale, plant your hands. And let's step it back, tuck the back toes, step your front foot to the back, come into a plank pose. Shift forward, take a vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing. Tuck the toes for downward facing. Take 3 breaths. On the exhale, walk the feet towards the hands, and we'll come into a halfway lift again. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Let's come all the way up, high mountain, big breath. Exhale, down. Take your hands down, shift the weight into your right foot, step back with your left leg this time, and soften that knee down. All the way to the ground. Again, blocks for support. I'm a big fan of props. And let's shift those hips forward a little here for, find your stability, engage those inner thighs. So think of hugging in through your midline. And then we lengthen out of the waist as we lift up the chest. We come forward. We'll add the arms here in a moment. You're welcome to add them at any time. But let's do a couple this way with support of blocks or even the floor. Hands down, fingertips on the mat. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, take it back. All right, and then this time let's add the arms here. So inhale, let's bring those arms high. And then exhale, sweep them back behind, straighten the front leg, flex the toes. Inhale, up. Shift the hips forward. Exhale, shift the hips back, straighten that front leg, arms behind. We've got 2 more. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, and back. Last one, come forward again. Inhale. And exhale it back. Inhale, forward, stay here for a moment. Reach your arms up. Take a high mountain or a low lunge. High mountain arms, yeah? Let's bring your hands down. Let's step back again into a plank pose. Shift it forward. Chaturanga Dandasana, come down. And come up to your up dog, or you can come into cobra, baby cobra, and we all meet in downward facing. Take 3 breaths in your downward facing. Again, shift those hips up towards the ceiling or the sky and elongate through your spine. You can even soften your knees a little to find a little bit more elongation in your spine. Let's walk the feet towards the hands. Halfway lift on the inhale. Release down, exhale. And press into your feet, come all the way up. High mountain pose, big breath. Let's bring the hands to heart. Come back to your mountain pose. Tadasana. And take a centering breath in and out through your nose. Release your hands down by your side. Put the weight into your left foot, and let's step back with that right leg about 3 to 4 feet. We'll come into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2 pose. So the front heel is in line with the arch of the back foot. You can take a look down to see if that's the case for you. If not, you can readjust. Bring those back toes in slightly, and we bend into the front knee 90 degrees, okay? Open to the side and lift up out of your waist, your rib cage, and draw your arms out to the side. Now here, sometimes we lean a lot forward. Think of coming straight on here, shoulders over hips, arms out to the side. You can even look back behind you. Sometimes we're here, sometimes we're here. So it's okay to look, see where you are with your alignment. Let's soften the shoulders a little bit. Hold here and breathe. Look out towards your fingertips. Relax and take another breath in, breath out. From here, we'll come into lateral angle. So bring your left forearm onto your left thigh, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling, and then start to hinge down slightly. Lift up out of your chest or out of your rib cage and come onto the side. So looking up over towards your left, under your armpit. Hold and breathe. One more breath here. Press into your feet and come all the way up. And turn towards the front of your mat. Take your back leg and step towards the front. Come back to your Tadasana mountain pose. Breath in, breath out. I'm going to turn to the other side of my mat. You can also have a couple blocks near you, so you can set those up as well for when we come into our lateral angle. All right, so from here, come into your Tadasana mountain pose. Breath in, breath out. And we shift the weight into our right foot, step back with our left leg, 3 to 4 feet behind. Again, just find your alignment, heel to arch. Turn your torso towards me, towards your screen, and then bring your arms out to the side, shoulder height. Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Press back to that back edge of the back foot and turn those back toes in slightly as well. Hold here, just a little alignment cues, little adjustments we can make throughout our practice. But always do what feels best for you, of course. One more breath here. Look out towards your fingertips. Hold and breathe. And let's move into our lateral angle. Let's bring that forearm to the thigh. Reach the other arm up and over the head. And from here, we can either stay with the forearm on our thigh, or you can have your block. Take your hand to the block, and we come a little bit deeper into that posture. Totally up to you. Another breath in, another breath out. And then let's come back up, straighten that front leg. We turn towards the front of our mat, big step in with that back leg, come back to your Tadasana mountain pose. Take a centering, stabilizing breath in and out. Bring your arms alongside you, reach your arms out around and up. And take a high mountain here, inhale. As you exhale, fold. Plant your hands, let's step it back. Come onto your knees and just find child's pose. Hips down towards your heels. Knees can be mat width apart. Big toes to touch. Reconnect with your breath and see if you can soften a little bit through your shoulders, your neck, your forehead, face. And we'll begin to make our way up. We'll come onto our back. So let's go ahead and shift it around. We'll come onto our back. And take your strap or your belt or whatever it is that you might have. And then come on down to the floor. So you'll have your knees bent here. And take your strap and wrap it around the sole of your foot. So bend your knee and then straighten your leg up towards the ceiling. Okay? And then you can use this as leverage. Take your hands onto the strap and then just give it a little bit of a tug. Not much, but just a little bit to help open up the back of the leg and the hamstrings. So a lot of times if our hamstrings are really tight, that can contribute to low back tension or tightness. As we know, everything is connected in the body, so stretching the back of the legs really can be helpful for any kind of low back tension or tightness. So just take another few breaths here. And there's always the option to straighten this bent leg. So you can lift that up and just extend and straighten it all the way down to the mat. Hold and breathe. And then rebend the knee and remove the strap. And let's do the other side. So just take the strap around the sole of that foot and extend the leg up towards the ceiling. And you can also extend the other leg down as well. Just reconnect with your breath. Another nice deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let's slowly bend the knee and release the strap out of the foot. And set that aside. And we'll come back to our bridge posture. And this time, let's take a block. My blocks are a little far away, so go ahead and grab a block. And we'll use the support of that or any kind of height if you have like a pillow or a cushion or something you'd like to use, you can as well, or just a book. And so what we'll do, as you can see what I'm doing here, we'll press into the feet, come into a bridge pose. So feet are hip width apart, parallel, and then just slide the block right underneath your sacral area. So it's a little bit lower than your tailbone. So it's more in the pelvis area. So slide it under, as long as that feels okay. I have mine on the low height. So there's a couple different heights you can do. You can do the low height, you can flip it up for the medium height, and then also you can come into the high height. So you can press in that way as well. For me today, I think I'll stay actually with the medium height. So we just have to play around and see what feels best in our bodies. And we just have a little support here in our bridge pose. Let the sacrum and the pelvis, the weight of the body to just kind of rest on this block for support. And then again, just reconnect with your breath and close down your eyes for a moment. A little supported bridge pose. It's really nice having the aid of like a block or anything. It's a really nice way to be in a particular posture and get the action of the pose and just be a lot more supported. Another breath in, breath out. And then press into your feet. Lift your hips up off the block and slide the block away, and then just gently start to make your way down. And once you arrive down onto your mat, again, do a few tilts of the pelvis, low pelvic rocks, forward and back. Release the low back tension. And then let's take the knees into the chest, take a hold of the tops of your knees or your shins, and just give yourself a little squeeze, a little hug. Hug it in, rock a little side to side. Wind pose. And let's also take a little passive twist. So bring the legs down, take your feet mat width apart, and bring your arms so that they're mat width apart, or excuse me, shoulder out to a T is what I'm trying to say. Arms out to a T. And then let's bring the knees down and drop them to one side. So it's like a little windshield wiper, if you can imagine windshield wipers coming back and forth on your car windshield. We just slowly move from side to side. And just do these at your own pace, just a little release of the low back and the hips. Inhale back up to center, and let's do that one more time on both sides. And then bring them back up to center. All right, take the knees back into your chest, hug them in, and we'll find happy baby. So you can take a hold of either the backs of your thighs, you can wrap your arms and hands there and let your knees fall down towards your armpits, or you can take a hold of your shins or your ankles and open up the legs a little bit, let the knees fall down towards the ground. I also find taking my fingers and wrapping peace fingers around my big toes for another variation of this posture. And feel free to move anyway if you want to move the legs, straightening and bending, rocking side to side. And of course, you can always take the bottoms of your feet as well and just find some stillness. Take a big breath in, and maybe even let it go out the mouth, sigh it out. And take one more breath here. Bring the knees back into your chest for a moment, and let's bring the legs down all the way. Let's find a Shavasana. Make our way down into a comfortable posture to take all of this in. Allow the legs and the feet to flop out to the side. Give yourself some space here. Allow for your body to just start to soften. And take the palms so that your palms are facing up towards the ceiling or the sky, and that way we can just open up the chest a little bit, shoulders, let them relax down the back. Begin to feel the weight of your body a little heavier on the mat. Just feeling that support of the floor and the ground, the earth, that sensation of being supported and held. We'll just be here for a few more moments just to take in the practice. And as we know with our yoga practice, the time spent to integrate and kind of turn inwards a little bit, the pratyahara, which is meaning withdrawal of the senses. It can be a little more withdrawn, yet still here. Just noticing, being present with what is. And slowly begin to deepen your breath. And start to make some nice gentle movements to your physical body by gently wiggling out through your toes and fingers. Maybe rolling out the legs, the ankles, the wrists, and the arms. And then it might feel kind of nice to take a long body stretch. So if that's calling to you right now, just reach your arms up overhead. Maybe take a sigh or a yawn here. And then rebend the knees. And gently start to bring the knees, hug them in back into your chest. Give yourself a little hug and a squeeze. And ideally here, we'll roll over to our right side and come into a little fetal posture. Stay curled up. Giving ourselves another moment or two in this nourishing pose. And just give yourself another moment of rest. And then let's start to press our way up to a comfortable seat. And we'll end our practice today in a comfortable seated position. And you can have a blanket or any kind of height here to sit up onto. So make your way into a cross-legged posture in your Sukhasana. Let's take one hand onto the chest area, one hand onto the low belly. And then first start by noticing the breath. We'll do just a simple breath technique, pranayama, called samavriti, which just means same. So same, equal breaths in to equal breaths out. So we just notice the length and the quality of the breath as you inhale, and the length and the quality as you breathe out. And start to cultivate the same length in and the same length out. And if it's helpful to count in your head, feel free. Or just simply notice and be aware. I'll be quiet for just a few moments as you do your practice, your samavriti. And then go ahead and release that breath and take your hands back to your lap. And return back to your normal pace of breathing. Take a breath in, soften your shoulders a little bit down, more away from the ears. Allow yourself to be here for another moment. We bring our hands to prayer and Anjali Mudra, so pressing the palms in towards one another, and then take the thumbs a little close in towards the sternum and then lift up out of your chest. Lift up a little taller. And either eyes open or eyes can close down one more time, and then bow your head right down to your heart center. Give yourself a moment of gratitude, acknowledge the fact that you clicked on this video and you decided to do this practice with me. And do this practice for yourself. One more breath in. We lift up our heads and we open our eyes. Exhale. All right. So that is practice today. Namaste, and thank you so much for being here and joining my practice. This is basically a class that we can do to help with our everyday life and, helping to ease our back tension and the tightness that we may get throughout our day. So I really hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. And also you can follow me on Instagram, and I also do offer live Zoom classes, private classes on Zoom. And I will link all that information below. Thank you so much again, and take care.